Second free throw for Larson is up and good. With the basketball, the Dordt defenders across the timeline. They give it, looking inside, they get it to Schoenhoven, dump it to Gustafson. Gustafson wheels, her shot off of the rim, no good. Rebound Schoenhoven, Schoenhoven trying to save it in, and it goes out of bounds. Last touched by Grandview, last touched by Dordt. It'll be Grandview basketball. So Grandview with the basketball. Vikings will bring it up the floor. With the basketball is Ringstorff. Ringstorff with it. Ringstorff to Larson. Larson spins, deflected, picked back up. Vikings have it out front. Grandview Vikings with the basketball. Gosling. Gosling with it on the right wing. Gosling with the basketball. Gosling, nothing there. Try to pass it off. Short jumper on the way. Hangs on the rim and falls through. Bounces around and falls through for Kaylin Myers. Kaylin Myers makes it a 5-4 contest. So Myers with the 2-point bucket. Right side, they've Van Hollen. Van Hollen, Gustafson. Gustafson squares up. Two players around her. Ball swiped at. Here's Van Hollen in traffic, and Van Hollen is fouled on the play. So Van Hollen will go to the free throw line. Larson picks up the personal foul. That's Ella Larson's first. And Faith Van Hollen will go to the free throw line to shoot two. 5-4, Dordt with a 1-point lead. 6:47 left to play, first quarter of play. Dordt sending Macy Sievers and McKenna Klecker into the contest. Faith Van Hollen shooting free throws. If she makes this one, she will check out. Macy Nielsen will check in. First free throw is up and down. Second free throw is up and through as well for Van Hollen. Dordt leads 7-4. 7-4, defenders by 3. 6:47 remaining, first quarter. And the Vikings will bring it up. This is Ringstorff. Ringstorff with it, number 4. She takes it across the timeline, right side against Van Hollen. So Van Hollen actually stayed in the ball game. So Van Hollen, they check Gustafson out of the game. Pass over the top. And it's stolen away by Sievers. Macy Sievers with the steal on the baseline cross-court pass. Sievers into the corner. It goes to Klecker. Klecker double-teamed, and the ball is deflected out. Last touch by Grandview. Grandview's defense a little bit better than we have seen from opponents. Pretty good at getting into the passing lane. A little bit quicker than we've seen from some recent foes. Macy Sievers out front with the basketball. Pass comes right side Klecker. Klecker left side Van Hollen. Van Hollen ball fake back to Sievers. Sievers short corner back out front Klecker. Klecker into the corner Nielsen. Nielsen 5 to shoot. Back to Van Hollen, 4 to shoot. Inside Schoenhoven, ball deflected, and the Vikings come away with a steal as the shot clock winds down. With the basketball out front, Gosling. Gosling gives it up to Larson. Larson with it at the free throw line. Larson shot over her head, no good. Rebound taken away by the defenders. Coming up with it is Sievers. Sievers with a head full of seams, sidesteps a defensive player, got hacked on the arm, no call made, and the Dordt defenders with the basketball back. This is Sievers out front. Sievers picks up her dribble, and we've got a hold called against the Vikings. So foul called against the Grandview Vikings, and Anna Gosling, that's number 1 on her. So Gosling whistled for her first personal foul. Gustafson checks back into the game. Schoenhoven and Van Hollen are out, so Backman is back in as well for the defenders. Dordt leading 7-4. Pass over the top, finding Backman. Backman with the basketball. Backman to the free throw line. Pull-up jumper, good. Bailey Backman, a couple of pull-up jumpers today. Dordt leads 9-4. Backman suffered through a very tough shooting day against Grandview last season. Went 0 of 10 from the floor, actually. Just could not get anything going. Grandview with the basketball. Today she's 2 for 2 already with a pair of buckets on the pull-up jumper. Right-hand side with the basketball, Ringstorff. Ringstorff into the lane, fires it into the corner. Shot on the way, blocked by Sievers on the three-point arc. Now driving in, shot no good. Rebound cleared by the Vikings, and we've got a shot clock violation against the Vikings. As clearing the rebound, the Vikings had it momentarily, but they were unable to convert. That was Colby Burt who got the offensive rebound, but unable to get it back up and off the backboard in time. Backman 3, fires it up, no good, right wing. Rebound cleared by Grandview. Grandview with the basketball. Grandview driving in, and stopping. Give it up and the cut into lane. Rengstorff with a 2-point bucket. It's 9-6. 9-6 our score with the basketball. Sievers, Gustafson out front. Back it goes to Nielsen. Nielsen with the basketball. Back to Gustafson. Nielsen. 3-ball good. Macy Nielsen with the 3-point bucket. 12-6. Dordt with their biggest lead of the ball game. 4 minutes remaining, first quarter. Dordt leading 12-6. Grandview basketball. Rengstorff passes over to Conry. Into the corner, Learer. Dump it underneath with it out front. Gosling working against Nielsen. Dordt brings the double team. It's taken away by Gustafson, and it's still loose, and finally a jump ball called. A little bit ragged here, and the whistle's a little slow in coming so far. Both ends of the floor. That time Gustafson, she landed squarely on that basketball. Wonder if she got her wind knocked out of her. She's working to get her breath, and Dordt has the basketball after the jump ball was whistled. Sievers looking down low, swing past Klecker. Corner three, missed it, no good. And the rebound is tipped out of bounds. Last touched by Grandview. It'll be Dordt basketball. Well, they're beating up on Carly Gustafson down low so far. See if Dort's able to establish some post presence. Sievers gets it into Gustafson. Gustafson with the basketball, shows it down to the baseline, and she's going to be called for traveling. Travel violation called against Carly Gustafson. Gustafson whistled for the turnover. 12-6 our score. 12-6, 3:18 remaining here in the first quarter. Grandview basketball down 6. They have it right corner, looking down low. Feed it into the block. Gustafson trying to hold her ground, and they're going to call her for a cheapie. Carly Gustafson just picked up a personal foul on the post defense. On the post entry pass to Colby Burt. Colby Burt, I'm going to pencil her into my cheat sheet. Didn't anticipate seeing her. That's team foul number 2 against the defenders so far. Grandview basketball. Gustafson checks out of the ball game. Caparis checks in. Shot is up off of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped out by Grandview. It'll be Dordt basketball as Grandview tries to save it in. Our officials today, Marlon Schoenhoven, Jody Wheelinga, and Chris Thomas on the whistle today. Hymanson brings the ball into the front court for the defenders. So Hymanson with it, 2:50 remaining, first quarter of play. Hymanson with it down low, looking for Schoenhoven. Pass goes right side, Beckman with the basketball. Beckman out front, underneath to Caparis. Caparis shot no good. Rebound Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven's putback is good. Janie Schoenhoven makes it 14-6. Dordt with an 8-point lead. Grandview basketball out front. Ball is loose. Schoenhoven chasing it, and it's going to be an over and back violation. Charge to the Vikings. So the Vikings turn it over. It'll be Dordt basketball. Dordt doing it with defense thus far, as the offense has been a little hit and miss thus far, but they've been able to limit Grandview to just 6 points in the contest. Grandview averaging 69 points per game. With the basketball, right side Hymanson. Hymanson looking down low for Schoenhoven. Instead, Hymanson will step back and put up a three herself. Good. 3-point basket for Hayden Hymanson, and that is the trouble. You got to pick your poison, and if Dordt's shooting their threes well, it's going to be a tough matchup. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. We'll be back with more in 30 seconds.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
Well, the Dordt defenders with a 17-6 lead. They made enough of their shots to keep this Grandview team at bay so far. Dordt jams on the pick and roll. Now the three-pointer shot no good, but there for the putback off of the missed shot is Amanda Chiswick. Chiswick with the 2-point bucket. Dordt leading 17-8. Chiswick that time able to get a seal on the weak side on the air ball. Pass comes back over to Caparis. Caparis intended down low, and it's tipped out of bounds by Chiswick as the pass was intended for Schoenhoven. Dordt leading 17-8. So there you saw Chiswick just basically getting a seal on Janie Schoenhoven. Got a little bit of a size advantage on Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven puts it on the deck. Drives in, nothing there, 12 to shoot. Back to Beckman. Beckman with a basketball. Beckman in traffic off of the glass with a left hand, good. Bailey Beckman with 6. And the Dordt defenders lead 19-8. 19-8 our score. Grandview basketball out front, Rengstorff. Rengstorff gives it up left side, and a travel violation called on Maddie Danner. So Madeline Danner whistled for the travel. Gustafson is back in. Caparis is out. On the floor for the defenders, their original starting 5. 1:10 remaining in the first quarter. Dordt with a chance to extend the lead. They have an 11-point advantage. Gustafson right side. Picks up her dribble, comes back to Beckman. Beckman with it, pull up, 15-footer, right elbow, missed it, no good. Rebound is cleared by Chiswick. Chiswick with the basketball. Chiswick right side Larson. Larson with it on the right-hand side. Larson calls for a screen, now picks up her dribble, passes it back out front to Myers. Myers to Chiswick. Chiswick back to Larson. Larson shot no good. Rebound taken away by Gustafson. Gustafson to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven back to Hymanson now. Hymanson with it on the left-hand side. Hymanson with it. Dordt, a 7-second difference, shot clock and game clock. 25 seconds on the game clock as the first quarter winds down. Van Holland with the basketball. Van Holland to Gustafson, 10 to shoot. Give it up, backdoor cut to Hymanson, and Hymanson is blocked away by Chiswick. It'll be Dordt basketball with 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock, 15 on the game clock, as that ball did not get up to the rim. Blocked away by Chiswick. Dordt inbounding. They get it into Van Holland. 6 now to shoot. Clock didn't start. (19-8) our score. So they'll get the clock reset, and I'm going to guess they're going to take probably 2 ticks off. There we go. So 13 seconds. Now we'll have to get the shot clock down to 5. And we will run it again, this time right side of the lane as we face the hoop. Throwing the ball in will be Hymanson. Hymanson throws it out front. Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven gives it up. Van Holland. Van Holland drifts into the lane off the glass. Good. Van Holland with the 2-pointer as the shot clock winds down. 3 seconds left. Desperation shot at the horn is up, and that one's off the rim. No good. And the Dordt lead is 21-8 at the end of 1 quarter of play. 21-8, Dordt with a Baker's dozen advantage. 10 minutes gone in this one. We'll be back with more from the DeWitt Gym in 1 minute.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
As a bank that cares about supporting small businesses, American State Bank assisted hundreds of young entrepreneurs launch their first business. Starting a business can be complicated, even when it's just a lemonade stand. It's never too early to begin thinking towards your next project, and we'll be here to help make it go as smoothly as possible. Supporting entrepreneurs, no matter their age, it's what we do.
Faith Van Hollen knocks down a shot as the first quarter comes to a close. to make it 21-8, Dort's biggest lead of the ball game thus far. Through 1 quarter of play, Bailey Beckman with 6. Hayden Hymanson with a pair of threes. She's got 6. Dordt converting 3 threes in the first quarter. Macy Nielsen had the other one for the Grandview Vikings. 4 players with 2 points each. Rangsdorf, Larson, Myers, and Chiswick. It'll be Grandview basketball as we start the second quarter of play. Dordt with a 21-8 advantage. Grandview with it on the wing. They throw it down low for Chiswick. Cutter into the lane, kick it around. This is Larson. Larson driving in. Larson with the left hand gets it to go. Ella Larson with the 2-point bucket. Dordt leads 21-10. Bringing the basketball up the floor will be Macy Nielsen. Nielsen with the basketball. Nielsen has it on the left-hand side, hesitates, dribbles with the right hand, looking down low for Schoenhoven. And Schoenhoven is tied up on the play by Chiswick. So Amanda Chiswick forces a jump ball. It'll be Dordt basketball right side of the lane as we face the hoop. So Dordt will maintain possession of it, 18 on the shot clock. Sievers looking to throw it in, gets it in over the top. Gustafson shows it, comes back left side, gives it up to, this is Sievers. Sievers with it, and Sievers is tied up on the play. Well, Grandview, once Dordt puts the ball on the floor, Grandview is playing to tie it up if they can. They are very handsy. They'll reach in, and so far they have been able to force several tie-ups. Macy Nielsen on the defense, driving in, laying it up is Rangsdorf. Rangsdorf with 4. And the defenders have given up back-to-back buckets. Now the Vikings with a steal on a long pass over the top. Right side pass, Conry. Conry 3, missed it, no good. There for the rebound and the putback, though, is Gescheidel. Gescheidel with a 2-point bucket. And the Dordt defender lead is whittled down to 7, 21-14. With a basketball, Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven 17 feet from the hoop. Gives it up, Gustafson. Gustafson in traffic, off the glass, good. 2-point bucket for Gustafson, and she is fouled. And I believe that's going to be number 2 against Gescheidel. So Gescheidel commits the personal foul. That's her second. And Carly Gustafson will go to the free throw line after Dordt stops the 6-point run by the Vikings. Dordt leading 23-14. Free throw on the way for Gustafson, a little bit strong, no good. And the Dordt defender lead is 23-14. Back we go the other way with it. Larson on the wing. Larson gives it up in the block. This is Burt. Burt turns, faces, 2-pointer good. 23-16, and the Vikings have already equaled their first quarter output here in the second half. Dordt forces it down low to Carly Gustafson. Gustafson with 4, and the Dordt defender lead is 25-16. A 3 on the other end. Rebound cleared by the defenders, and Sievers got it. Pass bulleted ahead to Schoenhoven. Layup good. Jeannie Schoenhoven with 4. Dordt leads 27-16. So Dordt got the rebound. Gustafson got it out quickly to Sievers, and Schoenhoven rewarded for running the floor. Viking basketball. Spin move into the lane, ball's down on the floor. Now Dordt's going to force a tie-up. Jump ball, this will be Dordt basketball. So Dordt with a 27-16 lead. 27-16 our score. Dordt inbounding. Carly Gustafson to throw it in. Macy Sievers, McKenna Clucker, Macy Nielsen, and Janie Schoenhoven on the floor for the defenders. So Dordt going to a little smaller lineup here in terms, or I should say Grandview going with their larger lineup. Chiswick goes 6'3". She'll guard Schoenhoven. And Gustafson's going to be called for a charge on the baseline. Gustafson trying to drive baseline. Got whistled for a charging foul, and Dordt will counter now with 3 new players. I think Carly's going to check out for a moment at least. She's got 2. Dordt leads 27-16, 2 fouls that is. That is team foul number 1 against the defenders in this quarter. So both teams now with critical players with 2 fouls each. Gescheidel on the bench for Grandview with 2. Gustafson on the bench with 2 for the defenders. Gustafson is the leading scorer for the defenders entering the game. Danner, 3, good. Madeline Danner, a senior from Boone, with the 3-pointer. Dordt leads 27-19. Backman with the basketball. Beckman steps back. Nothing there. Sievers. Sievers on the right-hand side with it. Macy throws it over the top. Back over to Bailey. Bailey Beckman with the basketball. Looking down low. Sievers wants a ball screen. She'll stop. Pop. 3 off the mark. No good. Rebound Hymanson. And Hymanson unable to gather in the rebound. Here comes Grandview. Grandview up the floor quickly. Rengstorff with it on the wing. Rengstorff gets a ball screen. Driving in. Comes to a jump stop. Gets the shot off the glass, no good. Fight for the rebound, it's loose and picked up by Hymanson, and she is fouled on the play by Rengstorff. Rengstorff whistled for the personal. That's foul number 1 on her. Team foul number 2 on the Vikings. So the Dordt defenders get the basketball back. 6:32 remaining. Dordt leading 27-19. That's left to play in the first half. Into the front court with the basketball is Sievers. Goes high post to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven against Chiswick. Schoenhoven in the lane, too strong, no good. Rebound tipped out and controlled by Grandview. Faith Van Hollen got a hand on it momentarily. Now Connery with the basketball. She gives it back over to Rengstorff. Rengstorff driving in, tries to cross over, comes back into the lane, and the shot off the glass, no good. Dordt didn't rebound, comes back to Chiswick. Chiswick with it, looking down low. Chiswick instead goes back out front to Connery. 13 to shoot. Connery looking, goes back right side. Might have been a travel. No call made. Myers. Pass into the lane. It's deflected and picked up by Beckman. Beckman with the basketball, and we've got a reach-in foul called on the Vikings. Caitlin Myers whistled for the personal foul. That's foul number 1 on her. Team foul number 3 on the Vikings. Schoenhoven will check out of the ball game. Checking in is Kaparis. So Beckman will throw the ball in. Beckman ball inbounds to Hymanson. Hymanson with it. So we've got Hymanson and Sievers on the floor together. Kaparis sets a ball screen out front. Hymanson uses it. And now we've got a foul. No, we've got 3 seconds in the lane called against the defenders and Faith Van Holland. So Faith Van Holland whistled for the 3 seconds in the lane violation. Vikings with the basketball, right-hand side. This is Myers. Dump it down low, Chiswick. Chiswick lowers her shoulder, comes back to Myers. Myers, mid-range jumper, good. Myers with 4. It's 27-21, defenders by 6. So Grandview has cut the 13-point first quarter lead in half. Shot in the lane by Sievers, no good. Loose basketball picked up by Sievers. Sievers with it, 20 seconds. Comes back to Van Hollen. That's 20 seconds to shoot. Tap out by Kaparis. Comes back to Sievers. 20 seconds to shoot again. Kaparis sets a screen. Backdoor cut. Van Hollen. Reverse layup. Good. Faith Van Hollen with 6. Dordt leads 29-21. Grandview basketball. 4:40 remaining first half. Out front with it is Rengstorff. Rengstorff drives in. Her shot off the bottom of the rim. No good. Rebound taken away by Beckman. Beckman, they hinder her progress. Here comes Dordt now across half court. Beckman, right side Sievers. Sievers wheels into the lane. Short jumper, no good. There for the rebound, though, is Kaparis. Kaparis back out front. Hymanson, 3 ball. Yes! Hayden Hymanson with the 3. She's got 9. Dordt leads 32-21. 4:09 remaining here in the first half. Dordt on defense. Grandview basketball. With it is Learer. Learer crosses over, puts it up with the left hand, missed it, no good. Rebound taken away by Kaparis. Here comes Sievers on the fly. Macy Sievers feeds it back over to Hymanson. Hymanson with 3 threes already today. She gets a ball screen out front. Hymanson, left side, Van Hollen. High post to Kaparis, and Kaparis knocks down the 2 from free throw line. Eliana Kaparis with the 2-point bucket, and the Dordt defenders right now on a 7-0 run. Force a timeout on the floor. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
Thanks to our DeWitt Gymnasium scoreboard sponsors, Pizza.
34-21, defenders with a 13-point lead after Grandview made a charge back to within 6. Dordt answering with a 7-0 run. Vikings with the basketball. Larson on the elbow, and Larson's going to be called for traveling. Faith Van Hollen doing a yeoman's job against Larson thus far defensively, limiting Larson to just 4 points, a couple of free throws and a deuce. 34-21, Dordt with a chance to extend the lead. Macy Sievers with the basketball out front, gets a ball screen from Schoenhoven on the right elbow now. Pivots, comes back to Van Hollen. Van Hollen to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven double team. Faith, 3, right wing, good. 3-point bucket for Faith Van Hollen. Van Hollen with 9, and the defenders lead at 37-21, a 16-point advantage for Dordt. Driving to the free throw line, kick it right side. Dordt on defense. Shot no good. Rebound Schoenhoven, and now jump ball called, alternating possession. It'll be Viking basketball, so the shot clock will reset to 20. Dordt knocking down threes this afternoon. They've attempted 9. They've made 5. So they have not gone crazy in terms of the number shot, but been very efficient. 5 of 9 from the three-point line. 56%, you'll take that. Driving is Larson. Larson on her hands and knees, gets it back outside. After she lost possession of it, she fired it back to the wing. 10 to shoot, and we've got a foul called on Schoenhoven underneath. Janie Schoenhoven whistled for the personal foul. That's foul number 1 on her. Klecker and Nielsen will check into the ball game. Van Hollen and Hymanson will check out. Well, let's see if Dordt can get to the locker room with a substantial lead, or if Grandview has another run in them. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Clock didn't start again. Now it does. Pass goes left side. Grandview basketball. Vikings have it out front, driving right-hand side, nothing there. Beckman holds her ground. Now a rebound ripped down by Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven to Sievers. Sievers with a head full of steam. Throws it corner. Nielsen 3-ball, in and out, no good. That one was halfway down and pops out. Money wouldn't stay down the hole, and Larson's shot no good. Rebound taken away by Klecker. Klecker with the basketball, pushes it ahead to Nielsen. Nielsen has Beckman. Nielsen's going to drive in, and Nielsen loses her footing on the way to the hoop. A rare opportunity for Macy Nielsen to take a shot other than a 3, and as she got into the lane, a little bit of contact knocked her offline, and she dribbles it out of bounds. It's Grandview basketball. So Grandview with the basketball back. Out front is Gosling. Gosling drives the lane. Kick out pass, Conry. Conry on the left wing with it. Conry picks up her dribble. Conry back outside it goes. Shot no good. Rebound taken away by Schoenhoven. Sievers on the sprint again. Sievers drives into the lane. Another one for Nielsen. This one's offline, no good. Rebound controlled by Grandview. Grandview with the basketball. 90 seconds remaining in the first half. Grandview basketball, left side pass, Learer. Learer 3, no good. Rebound controlled by Klecker. Now the ball's down on the floor, and a jump ball called, alternating possession. It will be Dordt basketball. Well, this is a matchup of the number 5 rated team in the country, the Dordt Defenders, against the receiving votes, Grandview Vikings. Grandview 10-2 so far this season. One of their losses to a team that Dordt saw earlier this year in Bellevue. They lost that in I believe it was a Thanksgiving Classic or a weekend, one of those weekend back-to-backs where they lost to them and Clark. Grandview extending the defense. Sievers with it, 14 to shoot now. Macy to the elbow. Macy crosses over, lays it up on the lip of the rim, and gets her first field goal to go. Macy Sievers makes it 39-21, Dordt by 18. Grandview basketball. Vikings have it out front with it on the right elbow. Kick out pass comes back to Gosling. Gosling with it. Gosling directing traffic, 17 to shoot. Looking down low. Nothing there. Cut off is Learer. Learer and Dordt trying to fight for the jump ball, and that's why this game, everything you're seeing now in terms of it just being a melee is because it was allowed to be played out that way in the first 4 or 5 minutes. Now everyone is reaching in and grabbing and holding on almost every play, and not much is getting called. 19 seconds on the game clock, 13 on the shot clock. Dordt with it, leading by 18, 39-21. Beckman with the basketball, and they're going to call an illegal screen on Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven whistled for an illegal screen out front. A little bit of a hip check, and Janie has just picked up her second personal. Well, I know there might be some frustration for the defenders on offense, but on defense, they have done the job. They've allowed 21 points thus far. Grandview with the basketball in the backcourt, dribbling it up the floor. This is Gosling. Gosling, right side Larson. Larson driving in with the left hand off of the glass, no good. And the rebound is cleared by Caparis. That's the end of the first half. Our score, Dordt 39, Grandview 21. We'll be back with a recap of the first half of action in 2 minutes.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Hi, I am Bill Harmson, head women's basketball coach at Dordt University. Thank you for watching this Dordt Media Network broadcast produced by the students at Dordt. We appreciate your support. Go Defenders!
We are at halftime, and the Dordt Defenders own a 39-21 lead over the Grandview Vikings. You're listening to KIHK, Rock Valley Sioux Center, and you're watching the Dordt Media Network. Glad to have you along with me on this Monday afternoon. Games that looked like they might be in doubt earlier this weekend, and some juggling around, teams willing to make the trip and a little bit earlier, so we could get them in and get them back on the road, hopefully before the weather turns awful once again. But the Dordt Defenders right now with a halftime lead over the Grandview Vikings, 39-21. The Defenders have not trailed in this one. They had a 5-4 lead, extended the first half lead to 21-8 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Grandview outscored Dordt 8-2 to start the period, closed to within 23-16, and then the Defenders got back-to-back baskets, a couple of twos to make it 27-16, and they end up outscoring Grandview 16-5 to close the first half, and that's where we stand right now, 39-21. Let's go ahead and roll those highlights that we have from the first half on the Dordt Media Network. And we begin with Bailey Beckman finishing with a left hand. Bailey Beckman, I talked about last year, she struggled against Grandview. 0 for 10 from the floor. Today she's 3 for 5 thus far from the field. Answering back, the Grandview Vikings, they did have some success putting the ball on the floor against the Defenders. Janie Schoenhoven with one of her 2 field goals coming on a fast break basket. And the Vikings got one three-pointer to go in the first half. 1 out of 10 from the line. That was Madeline Danner knocking down the three. She was 1 of 2. Dordt answering. Faith Van Holland had a 3 of her own. Dordt 5 of 11 from the three-point line. And all that cooks up to a 39-21 halftime advantage for the Dordt defenders here this afternoon in non-conference basketball play. Let's take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with a rundown of all the numbers from the first half of play in 2 minutes.
Hello fans of Defender Sports, hope you're enjoying the game whether you're a friend or family member of a player or coach or a fan of the university. These players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. But going into each and every game, there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has, and that's a game plan. If these players and coaches are willing to put this much time into planning for a game, how much more important is putting together a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, but if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, we've been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things more important than finances, while being good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to their care. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media. Check out our podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or your favorite podcast app, or schedule a complimentary meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. Enjoy the rest of the game, and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money.
We're at halftime with the Dordt defenders leading Grandview 39-21. The defenders 16 of 31 from the floor, 52%. Grandview 9 of 32 from the floor, 28%. Grandview 1 for 10 from the three-point arc, 10%, while the defenders are 5 of 11 for 46%. Dordt 2 for 3 on free throws. Grandview 2 for 2. Turnovers, Dordt committed 9, Grandview committed 8. Rebounds, Dordt with a 24-14 rebounding edge. Hayden Hymanson 3 for 3 from the arc. She's got 9 points. She and Faith Van Holland co-leaders for the defenders. Van Holland 3 of 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from the arc. 6 points for Bailey Backman, 4 for Carly Gustafson, 4 for Janie Schoenhoven. 3 for Macy Nielsen, 2 each for Macy Sievers and Eliana Caparas. Gustafson limited to just 10 minutes in the first half due to some foul trouble. Janie Schoenhoven also picked up her second personal foul. That was near the end of the first half, so that did not impact her playing time in the first half. For the Grandview Vikings, Ellie Rangsdorf with 4, Ella Larson with 4, Kaylin Myers has 4. 3 for Madeline Danner, 2 for Isabel Gescheidel, 2 each for Colby Burt and Amanda Chiswick for their total of 21. 3 rebounds for Lauren Connery, 2 each for Ella Larson, Kaylin Myers, Colby Burt, and Amanda Chiswick. For the defenders, they are led in rebounding by Janie Schoenhoven with 7 and Eliana Caparas credited with 4. Macy Sievers has 3 assists. Carly Gustafson and Faith Van Holland have 2 assists each. And Ellie Rangsdorf has 2 assists for the Grandview Vikings. 39-21 our score. We're at the half. Let's take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back checking in on Morningside and Jamestown women's basketball. They're at halftime as well. We'll check in with them right after this 2-minute timeout.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
Hi, I am Bill Harbson, head women's basketball coach at Dordt University. Thank you for watching this Dordt Media Network broadcast produced by the students at Dordt. We appreciate your support. Go Defenders!
We're at halftime. The Dordt Defenders leading the Grandview Vikings 39-21 in women's basketball play. Up the road, I-29, get to Fargo, turn left for about 100 miles. You got Jamestown Morningside playing, and the Jamestown Jimmies leading Morningside at halftime, 32-30. And that's a critical one. Coming up this weekend, the Dordt Defenders facing Jamestown on Saturday in women's play. Jamestown currently 6-1 in league play. Dordt 8-0 in the conference. And you've got Hastings also coming to town. That's on Friday night. Hastings 4-4 in the league. And the Dordt Defenders will be undefeated in conference play entering the weekend. Don't know, it remains to be seen if that will play out, that they'll be undefeated overall yet. Still got 20 minutes to play here in this one. Dordt and Grandview. Dordt leading 39-21. And as I noted earlier, Jamestown leading Morningside at halftime, 32-30. 32-30 the score over in Jamestown, 39-21 the score here at the DeWitt Gym. Let's take another 2-minute break and be back with the second half of action from the DeWitt right after this.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And today's broadcast sponsored by Ployne Publishing. Quality printing from design to delivery. This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
The Grandview Vikings, a little bit of a hill to climb here, trailing 39-21 now. I will say, Isabel Gescheidel, she's the second leading scorer on this Grandview team. She was limited to just 2 minutes of play in the first half due to foul trouble. She picked up a foul quickly, was subbed out for the rest of the period, played another minute in the second quarter, picked up another foul, and that was it for her. So I don't know if that is an ongoing issue for her, but she was limited to just 2 minutes played in the first half. Let's see if that, how they play that out here in the second half. Gescheidel with the basketball, so she's back in the game to start the second half. Vikings have the basketball, left side Connery. Connery goes high post to Larson. Larson driving in against Van Holland. Puts it up with the left hand, good. 2-point basket for Ella Larson. And the Dordt defender lead is 39-23. Into the front court, right side with it is Hymanson. Hymanson over the basketball, trying to get a ball screen. She does. Stops on the right block, gives it back over to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven with the left hand, her shot no good, and the rebound is cleared by Grandview. Grandview with the basketball, quickly up the floor, Rengstorff. Rengstorff into the left corner, Gescheidel. Gescheidel no good. Rebound fought for, and it is a jump ball, alternating possession. It'll be Dordt basketball. So Dordt with the basketball, leading 39-23. Bringing the basketball up will be Hayden Hymanson. Hymanson with it on the left-hand side. Hymanson picks up a screen from Gustafson. Comes back to Schoenhoven. Lob it down low for Gustafson. Gustafson with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Rebound tipped out. Dordt with a couple of great opportunities here to start the second half, but unable to convert. Sooner or later, those will fall. All likelihood, at least. Gescheidel throws it into the corner. Three is no good. We rebound on the weak side, and a reach-in foul called on Hymanson. Hayden Hymanson called for the personal foul on the weak side rebound, 39-23. Well, if you're Dordt, you want Grandview to shoot threes. They are not a great three-point shooting team unless they start cooking. They're shooting 32% coming into the game. They're 1 for 10 in the first half. With the basketball off the bounce is Connery. Connery gives it back to Gescheidel. Gescheidel back to Connery. Connery with the basketball, Larson. Larson crosses over, drives in, and reach-in foul called on Faith Van Holland. And Faith Van Holland has just picked up her second personal foul. Larson will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So Grandview starts the second half with a field goal. Now they send Larson to the free throw line for a pair. Left-handers, first one is up and good. She's got 7 points. And Dordt had a couple of opportunities in the paint, unable to convert. Second free throw is up and good, so Larson makes them both. She's 4 for 4. She's an 88% free throw shooter, and the defenders will bring the ball up the floor. Dordt basketball. This is Hymanson. Hymanson across half court. Hymanson setting the offense, hands it to Van Holland. Van Holland with the basketball. Van Holland has it swiped at, picks it back up. Van Holland gets it right side, Schoenhoven. Beckman into the corner, Hymanson. 8 to shoot for the defenders. 8 minutes on the game clock. Back to Beckman, 3 seconds. Beckman, pull-up jumper off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound taken away by Larson. Larson with the basketball. Larson up the floor, gets a step, lays it up with the right hand, and we've got a reach-in foul called on the defenders, and if that's on Gustafson, that's number 3 on her. It has not been Carly's day so far. Gustafson whistled for her third personal. And the Dordt defenders are going to call a timeout, leading by 14. Ella Larson will be shooting free throws when we resume play. Today's broadcast brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
Ella Larson shooting 2 free throws as we resume play. Dordt leading 39-25, but an inauspicious start to the second half for the defenders. Missed a couple of shots. Grandview has now scored 5 in a row, all by Ella Larson, averaging 18.4 points per game. And she is coming, her last outing, a win over Missouri Valley. She scored 11 points, 9 of them from the free throw line. Dordt leads 39-27. Gustafson gets the ball inbounded to Beckman. Beckman with the basketball. Beckman to Gustafson. Gustafson picks up her dribble. Gets it across the timeline to Van Hollen. Van Hollen with the basketball. Right side it goes back to Beckman. Beckman with it. Bailey puts it on the floor, down to the baseline, floats it up from 10, good. Bailey Beckman with 8 points, her first field goal of the second half, coming off a 21-point performance against the Mount Marty Lancers. Left side pass, Conry. Back out front it comes. Rengstorff, pull up on the left elbow, nothing there. Danner throws it into the right corner. Danner down low to Larson. Larson posting up. Now it comes back to Gescheidel. Backdoor cut, and it's taken away by the defenders. Hymanson with the basketball, and Hymanson is fouled in the backcourt. Foul's going to go against Lauren Conry. Conry whistled for foul number 1. Team foul number 1 against the Vikings in this period as well. Dordt with a 14-point lead, 41-27. Bringing the basketball up the floor, the defenders, and Hymanson. Hymanson across half court, 23 on the shot clock as Dordt sets their offense. Hymanson down to the baseline, cut off, looking for a backdoor cut, nothing there. Comes back right side to Beckman. Beckman with the basketball off the dribble. Bailey with it, gets a ball screen. Now they come back over to Gustafson. Gustafson down to the baseline, cut off, 5 seconds. Beckman floats it up, shot no good. Rebound fought for and controlled by Grandview. Grandview with the basketball. Grandview, Gescheidel, hook shot in the lane, gets it to go. Gescheidel with her second field goal. Dordt leads 41-29. 6:05 remaining in the third quarter. Let's try that again. Third time the charm. Third quarter, Dordt basketball. They get it into Gustafson. Squares up against Gescheidel. Now Schoenhoven off the glass, good. Schoenhoven with the 2-point bucket, 43-29. Looked like Larson that time might have gotten picked off by her own player on the defensive end. Shot is up, left side, and Ellie Rengstorff with a 2-point bucket. It's 43-31. 43-31, Dordt by a dozen. With the basketball on the right-hand side, this is Hymanson. Her 3, good. Hayden Hymanson drills her 4th 3, and the Dordt lead is 46-31. Dordt's led by as many as 18. Now they're looking for a defensive stop. Rengstorff with it on the left-hand side. Gescheidel 3, good. Isabel Gescheidel matching the 3 with a 3 of her own. 46-34, Dordt basketball. Throw it up the floor, and it's tipped out of bounds by Grandview. And moments ago, just taking a look at the replay, it was Larson's teammate who got tangled up with her as she tried to defend Schoenhoven. Ellie Rengstorff. Grandview has been able to get to the rim on occasion here in this contest. 5 minutes gone in the third period. Dordt goes to the bench. With it out front, left side it goes Nielsen. Nielsen with it on the wing. Nielsen comes back to Sievers. 10 to shoot for the defenders, now 9. Sievers with it out front. Macy with it, draws contact. Looking for the pass, gets it away Nielsen. Nielsen 3, no good. Rebound fought for and controlled by Grandview. Grandview off and running. Grandview driving in, and we've got a blocking foul called on Macy Nielsen. Nielsen just a little bit late on the arrival. So Macy whistled for the personal foul. That's foul number 1 on her. Team foul number 4 on the defenders here in this quarter. Dordt leading by a dozen, 46-34. Larson against Klecker. Larson comes back right side into the corner. Gescheidel, a arching 3, no good. Rebound cleared by Beckman. Here comes Bailey with the basketball across half court. Beckman with the basketball, hesitates, stops, pops, 12-footer, can't get it to go. Rebound cleared by Grandview. Grandview with an opportunity to cut into the 12-point lead again. Here's Larson out front. Larson puts it on the floor against Klecker, gets a screen from Gescheidel, passes back to Connery. Connery back outside Gescheidel. Gescheidel at the top of the key against Caparis. Now Larson. Larson driving in off the bottom of the backboard, no good. Off the bottom of the rim, actually, and it'll be Dordt basketball. Eliana Caparis that time, not trying to do too much, just held her ground and forces a poor shot that time. So good defense by the sophomore from Manhattan, Montana. Beckman will check out of the ball game. Hymanson will check in. The defenders leading by 12, 46-34 with the basketball. Klecker to throw it in. And Klecker gets it into Hymanson. Hymanson with it in the backcourt. Two players around her. Gives it back over to Sievers. Sievers with it across the timeline. Sievers throws it into the corner. Nielsen sets, fires three. Off the mark, no good. Rebound, Caparis, and it's good. Count the basket for Eliana Caparis. Caparis with 4 points now and an opportunity at a three-point play. So Eliana Caparis to the free throw line, trying to extend the Dordt lead. Caparis, 67% free thrower, and it's up and down. Caparis with 5 points today. That's a bonus for the defenders, 49-34. Caparis averaging 2.5 points per game. Driving left, shot is up and hanging on the rim and getting it to go is Lauren Connery. Connery will go to the free throw line. Caparis a little late on the help defense, sliding off of the pick and roll, trying to stop the progress, and Lauren Connery will go to the free throw line now for a three-point play opportunity. That's foul number 1 on Caparis. That's also team foul number 5 against the defenders in this quarter. So the free throw on the way for Connery is up, no good. Rebound cleared by Caparis. Dordt leads 49-36. Caparis sets a screen for Sievers. Sievers double teamed. Sievers lost it, and it's picked up by Grandview. Grandview with the basketball out of the double team. Grandview now with a chance to cut it down to 10, and it's no good. Rebound Caparis. Caparis with the basketball, Sievers. Sievers doesn't have the numbers. Passes up to Klecker. Three ball on the way. Bang! Three-point basket. McKenna Klecker, her first of the new year. And the Dordt defenders lead 52-36. Grandview answering with a three. That's a three-point bucket for Anna Gosling. Dordt with the basketball. 52-39. Klecker another one. Yes! McKenna Klecker. She's got 6. Dordt leads 55-39. 55-39. Dordt on the defense now with the basketball. Connery left wing. Connery looking down low. Sievers holding her ground, and Connery with the 2-point bucket. Beg your pardon, that was Lear. Lear with the 2-point basket. And the Dordt lead is 55-41. We approach the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Sievers with it. Sievers, and we've got 2 hands on the back, and that's the automatic call. Lauren Connery. You can put one hand on the offensive player, but as soon as that second hand comes on, you're going to see that foul called immediately, or you should, and that time it was. That's foul number 2 on Connery. Dordt basketball reset to 20 seconds on the shot clock. Nielsen with the basketball on the right-hand side. Macy at the free throw line. Throws it into the corner to Sievers. Sievers, Caparis. Caparis shot no good. Gets her own rebound back, and now a jump ball called. Alternating possession. It will be Grandview basketball. So Grandview on the tie-up. Easy baskets have been hard to come by today. You get a little deeper into the season, and I always think that the easy baskets tougher and tougher to get. Scouting reports get a little bit better. Physical play allowed a little bit more. Gescheidel with it on the left-hand side. Pass comes back over to Myers. Myers to Gescheidel. Gescheidel against Caparis. Gescheidel shot no good. A rebound taken away by Klecker, and McKenna Klecker wrestles it away. Here comes Sievers on the fly. Give it up. Nielsen, short jumper from 10, no good. And the Grandview Vikings in the backcourt with it after the rebound. Vikings have it across half court. 1 minute remaining in the period. Grandview basketball, Gescheidel. Gescheidel with it. Gescheidel passes back to Rengstorff. Rengstorff out front. Rengstorff driving in against Beckman. Stops. Backdoor cut, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by the Vikings. It'll be Dordt basketball. Well, Dordt has done much of this here in the third quarter without Schoenhoven and Gustafson playing. Had to go with a little more quickness. Gustafson bothered by foul trouble. And sometimes you just try to find a lineup that'll click for a little while, and the defenders have done that right now. Sievers of the basketball gets a screen out front from Kaparis. Back to Van Holland. Van Holland underneath Kaparis. Back outside Klecker. 14 to shoot. Dordt by 14 right now. 55-41. Klecker into the corner. Beckman. Beckman with the basketball. Draws the double team. Back to Klecker. Another three. Short. No good. Rebound controlled by Grandview in the backcourt. 15 seconds remaining. Grandview with a chance to cut into the 14-point lead. They've been as close as 12. Grandview basketball out front. Gosling. Dordt does not have a foul to give. Larson throws it back to the perimeter. Shot on the way. No good. Rebound taken away by Sievers. Sievers desperation heave from three-quarter court. Short. No good. And we head to the fourth quarter. Dordt leading 55-41. Let's take another 60-second break, and we'll head to the fourth quarter of play right after this. (55-41), Dordt leading by 14. And it will be Dordt basketball when the fourth quarter begins. And I haven't heard a buzzer yet. And I think it's well over a minute they've had in between quarter breaks. We do have a little bit of a makeshift staff down at the table. And we appreciate all of our volunteers who help on short notice and do a great job. And just want to give them a shout out here on what is officially a holiday, actually. So the Dordt defenders with a 14-point lead. Let's see if they can ride it in for the win. 55-41. Sievers drops it off for Van Holland. Van Holland with the basket. It all began with Carly Gustafson on the elbow. And Faith Van Holland gets the two-pointer to go. She's got 11. I believe that's a season high for her. Dordt leading 57-41. Three on the way, no good. Rebound cleared by Gustafson. Gustafson clears it. Bodies go flying. With the basketball up the floor, Sievers into the corner, Beckman. Beckman with the basketball back to Carly. Carly shows it. Instead goes back to Sievers. Sievers right side, Hymanson. Hymanson with the basketball. Hymanson with it out front. Passes left side. Comes back to Beckman. 10 to shoot now for the defenders. An 8, 7. Beckman pulls up. 10-footer, good. 2-point bucket for Beckman. She's got 10. Dordt leads 59-41. Back the other way we go. Larson fires it to the perimeter. Danner, three, no good. Another rebound for Gustafson. Gustafson with the basketball, gives it up Sievers. Sievers sprinting into the front court, looking for the trailer, finds her, Van Holland. Van Holland count the hoop, and she is fouled. Faith Van Holland with the 2-point bucket. She's got 13, and the Dordt defenders now with an opportunity to stretch the lead to 21. So for the Dordt defenders, a 6-0 run to start. Trying to make it 7-0 here is Faith Van Hollen, the junior from Sioux Falls. Free throw up, free throw down. Faith Van Hollen gives Dordt a 62-41 advantage, and Van Hollen with 14. Coming off a 4-point outing against Mount Marty on Saturday. Gescheitel with the basketball, gives it up right side Larson into the corner, high arching three, missed, no good. Rebound Sievers, and Sievers wants to take off, and it's tipped away, controlled by Larson. Larson with the basketball, taken back by Beckman. Beckman on the hasty retreat, able to take it away. Here come the defenders, leading by 21. With the basketball, Beckman. Beckman hesitates, gets a ball screen from Gustafson. Jumper right side, good. Bailey Beckman with another two, and the Dordt defenders lead it 64-41. Dordt now on a 9-0 run to start the fourth quarter of play. 9-0 the run. Dordt leading 64-41. Gescheitel a three, too strong, no good. Rebound tipped, and it's down on the floor. Jump ball called. Gustafson and Larson. This will be Grandview basketball. So with 7:47 remaining in the game, Dordt extending the lead to 64-41. And throwing the ball in will be Danner. Grandview has struggled from the field today, 15% on threes, a total of 32% for the game. This is a team that's around 40%, so they don't hang their hat on shooting from the field by any means. Dordt with a defensive rebound after the missed shot by Gosling. Here's Dordt into the front court. Van Hollen, left side it goes to Hymanson. Gets a ball screen to Hymanson. Hymanson, left side, Van Hollen. She's feeling it. Three, yep. Faith Van Hollen with another three-point basket, her second of the game. She has a team-high 17. And the defenders lead 67-41. 7:05 remaining. Larson with the basketball. Ella Larson back to Gescheitel. Gescheitel, air ball. And now a foul called on Danner as Sievers got the rebound. Macy Sievers held on the play by Madeline Danner. So Danner whistled for the personal foul. Dordt owns a 37-25 rebounding edge right now, and they have converted 50% of their threes and 52% of their field goals. That is a tough combination to overcome. Dordt leading 67-41 right now. Sievers with the basketball out front. Macy, down low it goes Gustafson. Gustafson crossing over to Gescheitel. Back out front it goes Sievers. Sievers floater in the lane, hangs on the rim, won't fall through. And the rebound cleared by Grandview. Grandview has not scored yet here in the fourth quarter. Gescheitel, shot no good, and they still haven't scored. 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Dordt with the lead, 67-41. Another three for Hymanson. Yep. 5 threes for Hymanson, and the Dordt defenders have opened up a 70-41 advantage. While Grandview has come in intent on stopping the Dordt interior, and it has been the three-point shooting that has opened it up for Dordt. Anna Gosling with her second three of the half. Dordt leads 70-44. Now a turnover by the defenders. Schoenhoven, Nielsen, Klecker all checking in. Sievers, Van Hollen, and Hymanson check out. 5:55 left to go in regulation. Dordt leading 70-44. Starting the fourth quarter with a 15-0 run, and they have a 15-3 advantage after Grandview hit a three moments ago here in the fourth quarter of play. Grandview basketball, Connery. Connery dumps it inside to Burt. Shot no good. Rebound taken by Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven in the backcourt, used up her dribble to maintain possession of it. Now gets it across to Beckman. Beckman takes it up the floor. 20 to shoot now for the defenders as they set the offense. Beckman with the basketball. Right side it goes Klecker. Klecker driving in. Kick out pass. Schoenhoven free throw line jumper. No good. But the rebound cleared by Grandview. Grandview with the basketball. Myers. Myers across half court. Myers passes it. With the ball is Connery now. Connery gets the return pass out front. Connery rifling it through the lane, and it is off of the fingertips of Kaylin Myers and out of bounds. It'll be Dordt basketball. Well, next up for the defenders after today, a little bit of time to prepare for Hastings and Jamestown. Hastings on Friday night, Jamestown Saturday afternoon. So back-to-back games for the defenders. Right side with it is Caparis. Caparis to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven kicks it back out to Klecker. Klecker, 13 to shoot, back to Schoenhoven. And Schoenhoven is called for a charging foul. Jody Wheelinga from her baseline position, deeming that the defensive player had position. And Schoenhoven whistled for her third personal foul. And we have a timeout on the floor. Timeout charged to Grandview. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
Some people say life is just a series of events, a long line of happy accidents, just falling into place. But we see it a little differently here at Dordt. We work hard to bring out the best in you. We push you to strive for the bright future God has planned for you. Now is the time to bring your passion to life here at Dordt. Be part of something special.
(70-44), Dordt with a 26-point lead. I was going to say 16, but 26-point lead. This thing getting blown open to start the fourth quarter. Caparis on the defense. Pass comes back out front, and the ball wrestled away. Schoenhoven with a steal. Gets it ahead to Sievers. Sievers with the basketball. Sievers will take it across the timeline. Gets a screen out front from Schoenhoven. Caparis looking down low. 18 to shoot. Under 4 to go. Underneath it goes Sievers. Sievers wheeling back into the lane. Throws it into the corner. Klecker, 3. Short, no good. And the rebound cleared by Grandview. Grandview with the basketball. Grandview to Learer. Learer with it. Learer will put up a 3 from the wing. Good. Rachel Learer with 5. And the Dordt lead is 70-47. Up the floor with the basketball is Sievers. And Macy Sievers will set the offense. 18 now to shoot, 15. Gets a screen out front from Schoenhoven all the way to the left wing. Lays it up with the left hand, good. Macy Sievers with a 2-point bucket. She's got 4. And the Dordt lead is 72-47. Grandview basketball poked away by Klecker. Taken back though by Grandview and Gosling. And Gosling dribbles it out of bounds off of her foot. It'll be Dordt basketball. Sievers checks out along with Schoenhoven. Brooklyn Hackbart is into the ball game. Bailey Sievers is in for the defenders as well. 3:02 remaining. Well, the student section noticeably empty today. Not many students in the area. And we won't have students back on campus until the end of next week. Sievers with the basketball. This is Bailey. Bailey gets a screen. 9 seconds to shoot. Gets it back to Hackbart. Hackbart 3, short, no good. And the rebound cleared by Chiswick. Chiswick with the basketball. Chiswick passes it up to Ledaggy. Ledaggy with it. Ledaggy picks up her dribble. Back to Chiswick. Chiswick with it. Chiswick to Ledaggy. Ledaggy into the lane. Lost it. Grandview with the basketball. Vikings, they throw it through the lane, get it to Chiswick. Chiswick, 2-point basket. She's got 4. 72-49, Dordt with a lead. 2-minute warning of this one right now. Nielsen with the basketball out front. Nielsen comes back. No, left side, pull up, 17-footer, good. Macy Nielsen with her second field goal. She's got 5. And the defenders make it a 74-49 lead. For Macy Nielsen, she's almost exclusively a three-point threat. That is just her third two-pointer of the season out of 19 made field goals. Pulls up and knocks that one down from the elbow. Now Dordt completely getting the reserves in. Shot on the way, no good. They were able to do this on Saturday against Mount Marty as well. Maggie Walker with the basketball, throws it into the corner. Vasika with the basketball. Vasika pass back out front. Walker. Shot on the way, short, no good. And Maggie Walker misses on the two, and Grandview throws it away, heading into the front court. So Grandview will head back to Des Moines, and they'll resume conference play on Saturday, I believe. The Dordt defenders with a 25-point cushion, 74-49. On the left-hand side is Sievers. Bailey Sievers back to Maggie Walker. Walker to Postma. Postma, Vasika into the lane. Nothing there. Cross back to Postma. Postma, 12-footer, left elbow, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Grandview. Grandview with it. Vikings have the ball up the floor. Colby Burt with the basketball. Burt passes it to Ladaghi. Ladaghi, 12 to shoot. Comes back over to Kennedy Kelly. Kennedy Kelly passes it off to Elmore, and it's taken away by the defenders. Postma comes away with it. Abby Postma with the steal. Here comes Vasika. Vasika bounce pass inside, back to Postma. Postma to Vasika. Vasika at the free throw line. Pulls up, 17-footer short, no good. Rebound Hackbart. Hackbart, Vasika, and Vasika loses it out of bounds. It'll be Grandview basketball with 1.8 seconds remaining. 1.8 seconds left to go. Dordt leading 74-49. And Grandview will inbound, and that's how it'll end. Dordt with a 74-49 victory, handing Grandview their third loss of the season. They're 10-3. The defenders improved to 14-0 in their final non-conference game of the season. 74-49 our score, the final. The defenders led tonight by Faith Van Hollen, 17 points, a season high for Van Hollen. We'll take a look at the recap of today's contest, and we'll run down the numbers, all that coming up on the Wireless World post-game show right after this 2-minute timeout.
Here at Dordt University, we have tremendous support from the local community and from Defender Nation across the country. The Defender Gold Club is a byproduct of that support and enables our student athletes to perform at the highest level.
As a Defender Gold Club member, you are helping our athletes pursue championships while also helping them grow physically, mentally, spiritually, and academically.
The Defender Gold Club supports the university's mission by equipping student athletes to strive for excellence in all areas of life while having a transforming experience in athletics.
Join us in supporting the growth of our student athletes through joining the Gold Club and making a gift that supports scholarships, team trips, or facility enhancements.
We invite Defender Nation to support our athletes and become a Defender Gold Club member.
Partner with us in supporting all sports or a sport of your choice. Your support makes a difference. Join the Defender Gold Club today.
People like you help us believe in a bold future for Dordt University athletics. Thank you, and go Defenders.
Go Defenders!
Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym, where we put the finishing touches on the first half of our doubleheader on the Wireless World post-game show. And we're very grateful for Wireless World and their sponsorship of the pregame and postgame shows. They're your local authorized Verizon retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. We'll be getting Coach Bill Harmson in just a little bit. I'm guessing Faith Van Hollen might make her way out as well, as the Dordt Defenders victorious today over the Grandview Vikings. Let's roll the highlights as we recap today's first game of our doubleheader. The Dordt Defenders jumped out to a 21-8 lead after the first quarter, led 39-21 at the end of the first half, but Grandview made a game of it for a little while. It was Ella Larson trying to will her team back into the contest. She made a couple of field goals early in the second half, but Bailey Backman ended a mini Dordt drought with a jumper from the right-hand side, one of her 6 field goals in the contest. And Dordt also got timely 3-pointers. Hayden Hymanson knocked down another one in the second half. She was 5 of 5 from the 3-point line. McKenna Klecker also made a pair. Grandview, about all they had going was a couple sporadic 3-point field goals. And quite honestly, Macy Sievers, they probably showed something at the end of the contest that could have run a little bit more throughout the course of the day, where I think they would have had a hard time staying in front of Macy Sievers if Dordt had run 4 flat and bring the post help away from the basket. But as it is, won't complain about a 74-49 win. The Dordt Defenders today, 30 of 62 from the floor, 48%, 10 for 21 on threes, 48%, and 4 of 5 on free throws for 80%. For the Grandview Vikings, 19 of 58 from the floor, 33%, 5 for 24 on threes, 21%, and 6 for 7 from the free throw line for 86%. A total of 12 free throws shot in this contest. Grandview 16 turnovers, Dordt had 14. Dordt had a 41-31 rebounding advantage. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with a rundown of all the individual numbers and our Wireless World post-game show right after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Dordt Basketball on KIHK and the Dordt Media Network. Glad to have you along with me on this second day of January as we kick off 2023 with a Dordt win today in women's basketball, running their season opening winning streak to 14-0. The defenders 14-0, while Grandview slides to 10-3. Here are the individual numbers. First of all, for the Vikings, Ella Larson led them with 10 points. She was 2 of 8 from the floor and 6 for 6 from the free throw line. 7 points for Isabel Gescheidel, 6 for Ellie Rangsdorf, 3 for Madeline Danner, 2 for Lauren Connery, 5 for Rachel Learer, 6 for Anna Gosling, 4 for Kaylin Myers, 2 for Colby Burt, and 4 for Amanda Chiswick, for Grandview's total of 49 points. They were held 20 points below their offensive average. Ella Larson with 7 rebounds, 5 for Kaylin Myers, 3 assists for Ellie Rangsdorf, 3 steals for Ella Larson. For the defenders, they were led today by Faith Van Hollen, 17 points, 6 of 7 from the floor, 2 for 3 from the three-point line. She also was 3 for 3 on free throws. 15 points for Hayden Hymanson. She was 5 of 5 from the three-point line, 5 of 6 overall. 12 points for Bailey Beckman, 6 for Janie Schoenhoven, 4 for Carly Gustafson. 5 for Macy Nielsen, 4 for Macy Sievers, 5 for Eliana Caparas, and 6 for McKenna Klecker for their total of 74. Eliana Caparas off of the bench for 7 rebounds, 3 of them offensive. Macy Sievers with 6 rebounds. Jeannie Schoenhoven ended with 8 rebounds. 6 rebounds for Carly Gustafson. 7 assists for Macy Sievers, 3 assists each for Carly Gustafson and Faith Van Hollen. 2 assists each for Bailey Beckman and Carly Gustafson. Dordt will now face Hastings and Jamestown this weekend. Hastings on Friday night. They'll come in with a 4-4 conference record. And the men's contest that will follow. That's a 5 o'clock start time for the women's game and a 6:45 start time for the men's contest on Friday. And then on Saturday, the defenders will take on the Jamestown Jimmies, and it looks like Jamestown's going to knock off Morningside. So Jamestown will come in all likelihood with a 7-1 conference mark, and they'll be 12-2 overall, and that will be played out on Saturday afternoon. So a big weekend this weekend for Great Plains Athletic Conference basketball as Jamestown and Hastings come to Sioux Center and Orange City for a pair of games. Let's take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with Coach Bill Harmson and Hayden Hymanson right after this 2-minute timeout.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
was nice just to get into Saturday with a team that obviously has potential, but one we knew we'd come and just get back into the flow of things after our 2-week break.
What's it like to get that first three-pointer to go in? What goes through your mind then?
After making one, it just boosts your confidence so much and makes me just keep wanting to shoot and keep making them.
And make them you did today. How tough is it to wait for that next one though? Because you got that first one and you're probably feeling it. How tough is it to wait and take it in the flow of the offense?
Yeah, we have so much threats on our team that you just got to wait your turn, but just always be ready, and when your time comes, you got to capitalize and make it.
How'd first semester go for you this year?
It went good. Both basketball and school went very good.
Yeah. Now you've got a little bit of a break. Is the break good? Are you did you find a little time to relax over the Christmas break?
Yes, it's been very nice so far.
Classes beginning next week. What do you do to fill time in between practices and games now?
Hang out with a lot of the teammates. We just play games, watch movies, just find random stuff to do.
Okay. Hayden, thanks for coming by, and congratulations on a good win today, and let's see if we can get 2 more this weekend.
Yes, thank you.
That's Hayden Hymanson talking about today's game, and Bill Harmson will take a seat beside me as well, and we will keep Bill Harmson's comments to about 2 minutes as we have to get things closed down for the women's contest and get things in order for the men's contest. And Coach Harmson, you take a look at things. First of all, congratulations on the win, and secondly, you did it with some players that we've relied on pretty heavily, not being able to get the production you're accustomed to offensively. Depth of your team really won out here today.
Yeah, and, we just had a couple of our normal, Carly, they defended Carly a little bit differently today, so we learned from that. And Janie did an excellent job defensively, but then kind of got saddled with some foul trouble. And both of those girls actually had some foul trouble. So to see Ellie come in and give us the minutes that she did today, she had 7 rebounds. She defended really hard and provided us that energy off the bench that we really needed. So I'm really proud of Ellie. The other day against Mount Marty, she didn't get a whole lot of opportunity. And boy, today she just came through. I'm really proud of her. She had an awesome game.
Faith Van Hollen gave you a spark as well offensively, a career-high 17 points for her. She hit one, I believe, at the end of the first quarter, going to her left with that right hand, got it off of the glass, and it was just a combination, it felt, of those types of plays from those players who probably have to bide their time or give something up to play within the team framework. They had their opportunity to shine here this afternoon.
They did, and I didn't realize that Faith had 17. Boy, that's just fantastic. And Faith and McKenna had a tough guard today with the Larson kid from Grandview, who's just extremely athletic and extremely physical. And I thought we did both of those kids did an excellent job on her. And we tried some different things defensively again today, and it was fun just to see us go out and execute those things and to hold a really good Grandview team to 49. We feel really good about that.
2 big ones coming up this weekend, Hastings and Jamestown.
Oh, boy. And, that's the end of our, non-conference slate. And the rest of the way out, it's all GPAC action. And, we talked about it in the locker room just now after the game, and that, our health is paramount. We got to stay healthy and stay away from the colds and the flu and all those things, but also staying away from injury. This team has, again, shown I thought today that we really grew up once again and just showed some maturity when things weren't going our way, and we're able to kind of dig a little bit deeper. The start of the fourth quarter, being really efficient finally, the way we want to be, was awesome. So, Mike, we got to keep this team healthy and hungry, and we'll see what the new year brings.
Thanks for coming up, and we'll let you go.
Thanks, Mike.
That's Coach Bill Harmson. Let's take a 2-minute break. Be back with the men's contest right after this.